Some Lions news that we got to talk about here, some injury updates, and one positive and a couple we're still waiting on, but the big one is absolutely positive, so we got to talk about it, and updates on other individuals from practice here. Before we get to this video, though, if you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button right now. It's really easy to do so. We're trying to get to 9,000 subscribers. With your help, it can happen. So, update on injuries and practice. We have great news, folks, and I think we all kind of thought it would be this way. Amon-Ra St. Brown has returned to practice today with the Detroit Lions. He should be good to go on Sunday. Big game because we're traveling to Tampa Bay, the 425 game. We need to have St. Brown in that game. This is a little bit different from a Panthers game where it's like, you know what? We don't really probably need him that much. You know, it's a team that hasn't won a game. The Buccaneers are 3-1. They're not a scrub team. Now, are they the greatest team in the world? No, but they're a good team, and they got a good defense. They're a top 10 defense. They can put up some points offensively. So we need to have our stars in this game. And Amon-Ra St. Brown is the biggest star besides, on offense, besides Jared Goff, who's the quarterback. So having the guy that always gets open and gets the first downs, really integral towards this game. So it's great news that he is back. It's going to be really good to see him on Sunday play and help Jared Goff out, help out the rest of these offensive weapons of Josh Reynolds, Khalif Raymond, and Jameson Williams, too. So the Lions' offensive weapons from a wide receiver perspective is solid right now. And on Sunday, expect to see the whole crew. We need him to be out there. On other news, though, Jahmyr Gibbs was not practicing. He's been dealing with a hamstring issue. It's day-to-day per Dan Campbell. Look, we want him to be able to play in this game. With that said, I'm less concerned about a Jahmyr Gibbs than I would be a St. Brown, because you have a guy in David Montgomery who right now is just really good running the football, right? When it comes to Jahmyr Gibbs, he's not getting that many touches in the run game, more is kind of like a receiver a little bit. So, look, if he misses this game, I don't think it's going to affect the Lions' offense too much. Of course, you want him in there. He's got that lightning speed. You want to see all your guys out there. But we want to make sure that he's good to go for the rest of the year. Hamstrings are a tricky injury, and you don't want him to re-aggravate it. So if he's not 100% on Sunday, I'm perfectly fine with him being on the sideline, especially with the running back. We're only going into our 6th game this year, so it's really important to be good to go for majority of the season and not just push it. When you push it, you can injure it more, and then it can linger on and continue to linger on, and that would be a problem. Jonah Jackson was not practicing as well. If he can't go, it could be Halapoulivaati Vaitai over there at left guard, the Lions' right guard, or it could be Awosika, also the guard for the Detroit Lions. We do want Jonah Jackson in there. It's really important because you look at the defensive line of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they're very good. You got Vita Vea. They got a lot of pieces over there. They can get to the pass. They got a good defense. And you want to have your offensive lineman there, right? You want to run the football. You want to be able to protect Jared Goff. But look, if you're to have a guard missing and compared to a tackle, I'll take guard all day. So Taylor Decker and Penei Sewell is good to go, and same with Frank Ragnow. So it's more of, it's a guard instead of having a tackle. So we'll see if Jonah can go. We don't really know as of yet. This is another day-to-day type of thing. But if he can't go, I'm fine with Big V over there at left guard holding it down, and Graham Glasgow over there at the right guard position. I think the Lions have shown that when it comes to the offensive line, we've had a lot of injuries, and we're able to hold the fort down. It's been like this for a couple years. We've never had, it feels like, our first-string offensive line starting all together at one time. Maybe the week 1, and that's really about it. So we don't know on that yet, so it's not positive news there. Brian Branch also was not practicing, but he was sprinting, and he was doing lateral movement. So that's a good sign for him. He's dealing with an ankle injury. Again, the same thing with him. Look, we want to be very careful with Brian Branch. He is a foundational piece, I think, for this Lions defense at this point. And I remember we got injured a couple weeks ago, and they put him back in. I'm like, don't put him back in. We need this guy to heal up. So I want him to be 100%. Nothing less than 100%. I love Brian Branch. He's such an impact on defense, and I do want him in this game. But at the same time, I don't want this injury to linger on. But, he could be good to go. We don't know yet, right? We don't know. He is a strong guy. And with him doing lateral movements and sprinting, it's showing that, look, it's getting better for sure with the ankle injury. But he did not practice today. Zonovan Knight did not practice as well. He got injured in the last game there. He's a depth guy. Not too worried about this one. Why? Because you got Craig Reynolds. So if you want to run the football, you got Craig Reynolds out there. Same with David Montgomery. So the Lions are pretty good in the run game. James Mitchell not practicing as well. So we haven't really heard anything on James Mitchell. We don't really know a whole lot about it. We'll just see what happens there. Khalil Dorsey did return to practice, so that's good news for the Detroit Lions cornerback over there. He's just a backup guy. It's not like he's a starter, so it's not the biggest of deals, but you want your guys coming back. So big news, positive news with St. Brown. Negative news with Jonah Jackson. Somewhat positive with Brian Branch. And, when it comes to Jahmyr Gibbs dealing with hamstrings, so those can be very tricky for this game on Sunday. I still think that the Detroit Lions have a good shot winning this game. I still have them winning this game 28-21. Some of these guys can be covered. We've seen this depth, next man stand up, next man come in, do a good job. We're seeing it, right? Even with St. Brown, who I think is one you don't want to not have the field, went against the Panthers, and it was like it was nothing. So him, though, being back in this game is a bigger deal. It's going to be a harder game than probably the last couple of weeks, all honesty. I think that the Buccaneers are better than the Packers. I think they are better, obviously, than the Carolina Panthers. And that, they're better than the Atlanta Falcons, too. So I still think the Lions are a better football team. I still think they win this game, but you do want to have St. Brown available for this game. So he should be good to go for the 425. We'll be live here on Lions Nation Unite for this game, so make sure you guys are ready for that to, do play-by-play and the Lion watch party. Also, I'm talking to Herman Moore. We're going to be recording the video for his prediction. I'll have that dropped to you guys tomorrow. So get ready for Herman Moore's video sometime in the morning. We'll get that to you and see what he thinks on this game. I have a feeling he's going to say the Lions win, but, it's what happens when you're a good team. With that said, folks, adios.